think I'm ready. Well, let's see how it goes. Right, I'm back on Lone Oak, all by myself. Hey, Alan, how are you? I was worried about you, buddy. How are you? I gotta figure out what to plant here. I was gonna plant sugar cane, but you can't do sugar cane on this farm, which I was a little actually confused about, because when you read the description of the farm, it says it's got everything that comes with Farm Sim 17. Well, Farm Sim 17 comes with sugar cane now, but you can't do sugar cane, because if you look up here at the available fruits, sugarcane isn't listed here at all. And if you go, see, there's no additional fruits. And if you go over to this area where there's sugarcane listed up here, there's no place to sell it. So they didn't put sugarcane in. Jeremy's in the house. Hey, Jeremy. So anyway, there's no sugarcane, but it doesn't matter. And I talked about, hey Serge, how you doing? I talked about putting a sugar plant in. And when I said that in the last episode, I went over to my placeables and I couldn't find it. Well, the reason I couldn't find it, and I didn't think about this till later, was the fact that the sugarcane factory is part of the this Sarpo category thing here, and it's in here. There's the sugar factory right there. So I can put a sugar factory in, which I might do, because I'd like to have something to do with the sugar beets. South Mountain Creamery Farm. I've never heard of it. South Mountain. I would imagine there's lots of South Mountains out there. What kind of farm is it, Alan? Is it a 4x map? Is it German, American? Is it fun to play? Has it got production on it? Oh, I forgot to take these rocks out. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I cleaned this up a little bit. By the way, a couple of things before I get started, and I'll probably mention this later on if I get more people come in. I just installed version 2 of this map. Version 2, there was some errors in the pig farm, the pig manure, I think it was, that he fixed. There was a couple of errors. I shouldn't say he. I don't know who the author is. I'm just assuming it's a he. I should never do that. He increased the silage capacity, but I left mine the same way as I had it. I had mine at 5 million. So there's that. Hey, Yo-Yo. How are you? Andy's in the house. I'm doing great, Yo-Yo. How are you? Maryland. It's in Maryland. Okay. I'll check that out, Alan, when I get done with this one today. The second thing I want to bring up is I'm not feeling very good today. So I may only do an hour depending on how I feel. I don't know. It's nothing terrible. I don't have a cold. I don't have the flu. I do have diabetes, and every once in a while, anybody that has diabetes will know what I'm talking about. Every once in a while, you just don't feel good. You just don't. And I'm having a day like that today. So, excuse me. Fortunately, you know, my blood sugars aren't off. They're really looking good today. But some days you just don't feel 100%. And I'm having one of those days today. So if an hour goes by and I'm still not feeling any better, I might just do an hour today instead of 2 hours. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how I'm feeling. I hope you guys don't mind, but, you know, I'm not going to be much fun if I don't feel good. The only reason I sound like I'm doing pretty good right now is I'm pretty much heavily caffeinated. Oh, anyway, so that's the other thing. So this is version 2. It took me about 15 minutes before I came on. I thought I was going to be late because I had to go around since I put a new version in. I had to take all this junk that was laying around out again. So I cleaned up all the junk that was just scattered around the map here, the main farm, and just cleaned that up a little bit. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you is this. Let me check the chat so I don't get behind here. Lone Oak is by Bullet Bill. Yeah, I remember that, now that you say that. But then, Bill could just as easily be a girl, really, if you think about it. So I hate to make assumptions. But anyway, Joe's in the house. Hey, Joe, you're just in time. I was just going to show them what you sent me. Joe sent me a link to a mod, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's a placeable mod right here, and some of you probably already know all about this. I haven't paid attention to stuff like this until Joe beat me over the head with it. So what you do is you place this by any silo that you have, and it'll tell you what's in the silo. So, for example, this is telling us that we have wheat and barley and canola and how much, all that kind of stuff. Sugar beets, potatoes. If you remember in the last episode, I popped over here and dropped some grass in here. And so that grass is showing you that. Now, this is showing you that there's 5 million. I did that myself. The mod author upped the size of the silo, but only by 100,000. So that still isn't enough for me. That's barely that's not even 2 trailer loads of stuff for the tractors and trailers that I'm using. So I kicked it back up again. I also added manure, and I added the hay and grass and straw and chaff and stuff like that. This normally doesn't hold sugar beets or potatoes or silage or chaff or straw or grass or hay. All it normally holds is these fruits right up here. But I added those to the silo. I'm going to show you this here mod in a second. Let me run over to my other little placeable. Now this is a placeable storage right here. This is one that I remodded to hold almost everything you can put in it. And so here's the other part of that. See, when you step up to it, it pops up a menu. Okay, so let's take a look. It's a placeable. And again, Joe Dokes gave me the link to this. So you got 4 parts to it. You've got this big one here, and if you click on it, it shows you that it just has the basic fruits. Just the basic fruits of any generic farm. If you click on this one, it adds the extra stuff that you might have, which would be if you had a storage for straw and hay and manure and wood chips. I didn't add wood chips, but then I don't usually do wood chips. So that's the second one. The third one kind of has a combination of both, and that's what I'm using at the main farm. And then this one is a miniature version of it. This is just a HUD. They call it a mini hub, and it pretty much has everything you can think of that's on this map. And it just simply sits there. You can't see it from your tractor. You have to get off and walk up to it. But when you do, you'll see all the stuff in it, and you'll see that I don't have anything in here because the only reason I put this storage in is because I had not put straw and hay over in the main silo. So the only thing I have in here is straw and grass. I said hay, but I meant grass. So anyway, they seem to work pretty good. It knows exactly what's in this silo, and that one over there knows exactly what's in that one, and it's not mixing them up. So there you go. Seems to work pretty good. Now, get back to the chat since I've been shooting my mouth off for 5 minutes. Let's see, Jojo. Yeah, I'll feel better tomorrow. It just happens, Serge. You just, you know, when you have that, it's just some days you just don't feel good. And I'm sure that everybody has that. Everybody has a day where they just don't feel right. The only thing is, when you have diabetes, it just kind of multiplies it a little bit. So anyway, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sick. I just don't feel like 100%. And it's kind of hard to be up and happy when you don't really feel good. Anyway, hey everybody, Alan's back. Ginger Scott is Alan. Yeah, Yoda, they really are. I should have checked it earlier because, as a matter of fact, I think, Joe, didn't you try to get me to use those before? I just didn't get around to it. Scorpion's in the house. Hey, Scorp. How you doing, buddy? All right, I lost my chat. Hang on a sec. Where's it at? There it is. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I didn't get a chance to really clean this place up like I wanted to. If you remember in the last episode, I told you I took out this building that was here so I could put my silo in, and then I cleaned up all this junk over here. There is a gold nugget laying over here I didn't get someplace, or there was. Maybe I did get it. I might have ran over it accidentally. Not that I care if I get the gold nuggets or not. But anyway, let me get with some farming here. I was getting ready to seed over here, and like I said, we can't do sugarcane because they didn't add it in the game. And also, where did I leave? I want to put my sugar factory in. I just don't know where to put it. Let me grab my helicopter and go for a ride here. South Mountain Creamery Farm is by Black Sheep Modding. I like those guys. Double O's in the house. Hey, Double Lot. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, that's okay, Serge. Alan is ginger. I get confused anyway because everybody seems to have more than one alter ego. It is Scorpion. This is version 2. I spent about 15 minutes just before I came on correcting some of the things. Evidently there was a problem with the pig farm, a problem with the poo on the pig farm, and he added more volume to the silo, although he didn't raise it only by 100,000. So I kicked mine back up to 5 million where I had it before. Other than that, he didn't make too many changes, so I need to find that place. I know there was a place that had an empty lot. Anyway, you guys, everybody seems to have more than one alter ego. I had somebody ask me on, they were playing on a, oh shoot, I'm trying to drive right off the map. They were playing on the PlayStation and they asked me what my username was. I just use the same one for everything. Rudeman53. If you see Rudeman53, that's me. I just use it. I've got, that's my YouTube, that's my Twitch, that's my PlayStation ID, that's my Steam ID, my, what's the other thing? Xbox. Does anybody know where that empty lot is? I know I saw one. There. There. I think that's it. Not very big, is it? Wow. Yeah, it's not very big. I don't know if that's big enough for the sugar factory or not. Let's take a look. Let's see. It's very small. We're going to go into Zavarpa here. Let's check this out. Oh boy, this is going to be tough. I don't think it's going to fit. Well, it might just barely fit. Oh man. I don't know. I might have to work on this. What's it actually look like when it's on flat ground? Let me take a look here. Southeast, is that where I'm at? Southeast? Can't be placed here. I know it can't be placed here. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm going to have to probably place it down just to get a good look, see what it looks like. Why has it got such a ramp on it? And does it need to have that big a ramp? Let me spin this around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Does it need to have that big ramp there? All right, let me see if I can... Man, I don't know. I'm going to place it down and see what it looks like. All right, so can I get on it okay? I think I can get on it okay. It's pretty good on this side. It's a little bit... No, I think I can do it. I think it'll work. It's really tight though, isn't it? Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Try the refinery. Oh, it's too late, Scorpion. Is there another spot? Anybody know if there's another spot? Ginger, you should know. You're the ones playing this. I just... No, you didn't have to start a new game. You don't. The only problem is that I took a bunch of clutter out to put up my silage silo and a couple other things. So I had to make sure I redid that, or I was going to have a mess. But no, you don't have to start a new game. It's exactly the same name. He didn't. It's version 2, but he doesn't call it version 2. It's the same name. He just made the changes, and my save game worked just fine. Okay, there's the BGA. I don't think there's another place to set anything. Unless I took something out, like a farmhouse or something. Yeah, I think you're right, Ginger. I may have to just play around with it. If I want to put the refinery in, I don't mind having a refinery. It gives me something to do with canola and stuff. What's that big? Oh, it's a pond. Never mind. What I might be able to do is on one of these farms, maybe take out a barn or something, or I can find a field that doesn't have much in it and plop it down, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Scorpion. Might have to just take a field and do it. It'd be nice to have a cleared off area. You guys know that there is a machine, that rolling machine that you can use to change the terrain. There's a mod out there that lets you change the terrain to gravel or cement it doesn't work on my PC, not at all. Scorpion and I messed around with that. He was working on his farm with it, and it worked perfectly. I tried to use it on my farm, my map, my computer. It just will not work. It doesn't work at all. So what I was trying to do was, I think it was Parker's Prairie. There was a map called Parker's Prairie, and it had absolutely no production on it. So we were taking a field and making it into a production area, and Scorpion was able to take this mod and lay cement down. And I loaded the mod up, and I couldn't do it. It just would not let me do it. Where the hell am I? I think I'm off the map, aren't I? How'd I get off the map? Alright, I'm stuck now. I can't get back on the map. What the hell? How'd I get off the map? Look at that! Whoa, I didn't know a helicopter could do that. Somehow I got off the map and it won't let me back on. That's hilarious. Well, let's call in Doctor Who and see if I can use his TARDIS. That's funny. Alright, well, I gotta get back to work here. Yeah, I don't know what it was. There was something about that mod and my computer. It just wouldn't work. Not at all. Oh, I'm not the only one either. I talked to somebody else that it didn't work for them either. I know who it was. It was Big Hoss. Big Hoss and I were messing around with that mod one night, and it wouldn't work for him either. Neither one of us could get it to work on our PCs. TARDIS time. Stuntman. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, what do I need to seed here? I've got wheat. I don't need wheat anymore. Let's see. I've got sunflowers. I was going to put some sugarcane on here, but we can't do sugarcane, I found out. I got nothing on this one. Tell you what, I'm going to do a crap load of canola, I think. And I do want to put a refinery in if I can. Okay, what's in the middle of this field? My truck. Hey, I found my truck. Didn't know it was lost. Here we've got 38. It's got barley on it. So let's do, I'm going to do, I don't have any, I don't have a lot of corn. I have very little corn. So I think I'm going to do corn on that field up there. And then I can choose whether I want to do chaff or not. I might want to do some chaff with the corn. Let's do corn. Alright, let's flip this over to corn. Now here's the thing that bothers me about the sugar beets. Normally, if sugar beets aren't available on a map, my seeder won't even show it. But I don't know if you've noticed, but it does. It shows sugarcane right there. Normally, if it's not available on a map, it won't even show it on the seeder. And the reason I say that is, let me run through this again. We're at sugarcane. Okay, we've got potatoes, sugar beets, wheat, rape, barley, maize, grass, sunflowers, soybeans, oilseed, poplar, back to sugarcane. You notice there is no cotton, there is no millet, there is no sorghum, there's no Sudan grass, there's no hops, there's no rice, there's none of that. This mod that I'm using to seed with has the ability to do all of those things, but they don't show up because this map doesn't have it on it. So why is it showing sugarcane when obviously there's sugarcane, but there's no place to sell it, and sugarcane's not listed amongst the fruit types at all. But so then why does my cedar say? It's got to have something to do with the mod, or with the map mod, because in the description it says that everything that's available in the vanilla FS17 is on this farm. Well, obviously it isn't, because I can't do sugarcane. And you can do sugarcane in the vanilla. So anyway, there's that. So I'm going to go back to corn. I don't know what the hell's in the pop you get from Burger King, but man, it's got me zipping around like I'm on some kind of drug. Why is there no corn? Wait a minute, because it's called maize. That's why. You call it corn, we call it maize. I bet there's probably nobody here that's old enough to remember that commercial. All right, here we go. Very weird mod. Was only meant for me. Maybe. Well, I know a lot of other people that use it, but I know several that couldn't. And they kept saying, well, there's something wrong. You know, you're not doing it right. Maybe you didn't load it right. No, come on. As many mods as I've used, I know how to load a mod. It has something. I blame it on Windows. You guys know that. Everything. I blame everything on Windows. I blamed it on Windows 10. Now, any of you guys that know Big Hoss, he and I have similar computers as far as the power and size and stuff like that. We had similar setups, and he couldn't use it either. Right, don't put corn on that other field there. Well, I could, except for it won't let me grow it. It won't let me grow it. Like I showed you, it doesn't even show it on the fruit types, because there's no other fruit types here. It doesn't show it at all. That's why I'm surprised it shows that you can. I'm surprised it shows up here. And I know that this cedar is modded for sugarcane, but it won't let me. It doesn't show up. It's not available. I don't really care. I don't like sugarcane anyway. But there you go. What do you mean I don't own this field? Come on. Yeah, I blame everything on Windows anyway. Hey, it's raining today. Damn Windows. Somebody just ran into the back of my car. Damn that Windows. It just ruins my life. Right, I'm having trouble staying on the field here. I blame that on Windows too. Windows is just, I tell you what, Windows has just ruined my eyesight on top of everything else. I joke like that all the time, and I had somebody thinking I was serious at one point. They were trying to explain to me how great Windows was, and that, you know, maybe I'm just not giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I don't think it can really do what you're saying. I just laughed and said, okay, I'll take another look at it. Maybe you're right. Yes, I just broke out in acne, and it's Windows' fault. And he says, I don't think Windows could do that. Well, you never know. Maybe there's some super secret ray that comes out of the monitor that does it, and it's all Windows' fault. All right, I'll take a look at it. Is it on mod site that I will use, because I won't use 99% of the mod sites. I won't use. I refuse. It's not that important to me to get porno slapped all over my computer and viruses and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I watch porno as much as the next guy. I just don't want it popping up on my computer all the time. Giant mod? Okay, I don't mind getting it from Giant. That's fine. They don't have pop-ups and stuff like that. And they can't resell me the game. I already own it, so. As a matter of fact, I already own 3 copies of it. So. Oh, yeah, that's right. I feel like that all over. Righto, there we go. That's about all the corn I can handle. Yeah, we'll see what it's like. I'll take a look at it when I get off of here if I feel like it. And maybe if I'm still live streaming next week, we'll take a look at it for a couple hours. Alrighty, what do I do now? Let's do some more canola. I don't mind doing, I like doing canola because you can use it for, well, I'm going to put the refinery in. I'm going to find a place. You know what I could do? I never used the BGA. What if I took the clamps out of the BGA? That'd give me a place to put the refinery. And wouldn't you think that the BGA is biogas? Biogas, right? Wouldn't it be a good place for a refinery? I don't even call them clamps. I don't know where that phrase came from. If that's a European phrase, I just called them bunkers. Silage bunkers, you know. Collected all the muggets. Let's see. Alan says I was playing earlier on it. Oh, you mean the new one? Are you talking about the Creamery one? I thought your Xbox was messed up. I quit using Courseplay on this map. It just doesn't work. The fields are too weird. Yeah. Alan says, yeah. What was that in response to? Was that in response to the map? Or was that in response to your Xbox? Here's the problem, you guys. I've got such a hell of a delay that when I say something, I have to wait like 5 minutes before I get a response from you guys. It's frustrating. So when I come on and I say, hey, can anybody hear me? I have to wait like 5 minutes before somebody says, yeah, I heard you. In the meantime, I've just said about 2,000 words just waiting for a response. You know why it has issues? Because it's Microsoft. Microsoft makes Windows. Ugh. Don't get me started. Well, too late. I've already was started, so I started myself, didn't I? And you guys, you know, well, some of you know me. You know, I'm just bullshitting anyway. I don't mind Windows. It's okay. But you know what I don't like about it? And it's not just Windows. It's everything nowadays. You take Facebook, Google. What else is out there that's silly? Supposed to be social network type stuff. They all want to control you. They all want all your information. And every single one of them, like Microsoft, they're doing something all the time because they want to make your life easier. Because you're too stupid to do it yourself. And so they put stuff in there that does stuff you don't want it to do, but you can't stop it. And that's what bothers me about these things. You know, I remember, because I used to be back where you had to know DOS to run a computer. And but then again, that's what I was. That's what I went to college for, was computer programming. And so I don't like all these places that are always trying to make things more easy for you. And by doing that, they're controlling what you can do. Look at Discord now. I don't go to Discord very often anymore. And now I go in there and it wants to run all my games for me. What the hell's that all about? I just want some way to talk to people with my microphone and my speakers. If I want to run a game, I'll run it myself. Uh-oh, I'm stuck on a fence. Don't get me started on that either. I'm in a mood today. See, that's what happens when I don't feel good. I get in a mood. And I start saying things I normally wouldn't say. That's right. I'm a recreational bitcher. I bitch for fun and profit. Today I just might mean it though. You never know. What was it? I said to Scorpion. It was Scorpion and Arctic Lynn, I think, and maybe Dar Smith. They were all on one day, and I was just going off on everything. And when it was all done, I put a comment in apologizing. That I said, oh my God, I don't know what went wrong. I just wasn't feeling, I was just mean. I was just saying stuff I wouldn't normally say. And I think all three of them said, hey, that's when you're the funnest to listen to. I was nasty. Uh-oh, I'm having trouble here. I can't stay on this big field. Too much caffeine, yeah, probably. And here's the funny part. My wife drank half of the damn soda. She grabbed me, I didn't have time for lunch because I was trying to get that map loaded and everything. And I didn't know how much work I was going to have to do on it. So she happened to be in town and called me and wanted to know if I'd eat. And I said, not yet. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm running out of time. So she brought me back a Burger King hamburger. And she only got one pop. And we shared it. And even half of it, boy, they must really put the caffeine in those things. I don't dare do a Mountain Dew today. Unplugged. Yeah. YouTube will plug me up. They'll probably ban me. I can't believe that one guy I was talking to, that they banned him for 90 days. For absolutely no reason. Alright, so that's that field. Uh-oh. How'd it get to be barley? Oh no, what did I do? I was supposed to be doing... I thought I put canola in. How'd it get to be barley? I don't know what I did. Well, oh wait, at least it's all... No, look at that. Part of it's canola. I started out canola and it switched to barley somehow. Oh no. That's funny. So this one row here is canola, it looks like. Did I start in this corner? This is canola. Is it canola up here? All right, something happened. So this one row here is canola, and the rest is barley. Or maybe, well, hell, I don't know. Maybe half of it. I'm going to leave it. Hell with it. There's no reason why you can't do that. I've done that before when I had a great big field and I wanted to do some potatoes, but I didn't want to do that much. I didn't need that much potatoes. I've used a field like this before where I just kind of split it like right here and did potatoes on that side and wheat on that side. I've done that before. Nothing wrong with that. I could live with that. Great seeding. All right, go ahead, rub it in. Oh, man, I got a pain right in my side. Ah. All right, it's better. What do I do next? What could I screw up next? Or am I done? Did everything get seeded? Overview. Huh? Check the map. Wait a minute. Oh, well, I know I could do that. Sure. It's no fun. You know what? It's... Don't you think that doing this, like this, don't you think that's funner? I think that's funner. You know? You can always do this. This is an easy way. I never do things the easy way. I do things the rude man way. Do you guys remember? Some of you might. Let's hang on here. So, yeah, see, I could do that. I could go to, not growth, go to fruit type and see what I did. I can see what I did right there. But that's no fun. Do you guys remember the episode that I did? I can't even remember the farm it was. And I was in the farm, and the farm was, it had corn in it, I think. And the corn was high. And I couldn't find the buy thing. You know what I'm talking about? The buy thing? Let me see. Hang on. I'll find one. There, right there. See this? See the sign? Now, I didn't have the Bank of Hanketstadt at the time. So I wasn't able to go here and buy the field like that. So, anyway, it was a weird shaped field. Uh-oh. Something happened. Leave the bank. And I had to find the sign. And I got in this field, and it was full of corn. And I was running everywhere, and I couldn't see where I was going. I was running into fences, and I got all the way. Finally, I said, okay, this isn't right. And I finally got out, and I ran all the way around. And it turns out that the buy sign was where I started. I must have been standing right next to it, like this, when I started. It was hilarious. I had so much fun doing that. Anyway, he did change the map. I'll have to start it over. What? It was grass on that field by the farm, wasn't it? Grass by the farm? Yeah, it was grass by the farm. Hang on. I didn't actually go into the grass field. Which field are you talking about, Scorp? Because it's still grass to me. This one was grass. This one is grass. Still the same. Before was grass and the field above it. What? 44 was grass. When you first started? Okay, you got me. I don't know, because I put the new one in. Unless there's another version than I've got. It's version 0.0.2, I think. But I didn't have to restart. Well, I didn't restart, I'll tell you that. When you first started, was this grass? I don't remember that. This one here? The cornfield was all grass, 44 and 35. Well, yeah, I think you're right, because I mentioned that in the last episode, remember? I mentioned that when you go into the map, They looked weird. If you went to this right here, this is different. This is version 2 because in the other one, this didn't show the fertilization where you said it's grass. 44 and 35 were grass. These were green, remember? And I said, oh, I can't see whether it needs plowing or not because it doesn't show up on the map. So this is version 2, and I did not start a new game. Pretty sure anyway, pretty sure. Because when I put this in, the first thing I checked was because he said he increased the volume of the silo. The first thing I checked was that. I went to the silo. Actually, I didn't. I did this right here. I did this. Here, and it said 250,000. And I said, that's still not enough. Because it was 100,000 or something like that. Still not enough, so I put my 5 million back in. I don't know what to say. $250,000. What? I'm behind again. What do you mean? Are you talking about the same thing I'm talking about? Because I had that thought just 5 minutes ago. I didn't do my recording, Scorpion. I talked to Scorp yesterday. He was playing No Man's Sky about the same time I was loading it. I checked the last time I played. I played the I had a save game from 2016, 2 years ago. So I haven't played No Man's Sky for 2 years, and so I was downloading the new version. It's called No Man's Sky Next. And while I was downloading it, I jumped on Discord and said hello to Scorp. And guess what he was playing? Well, he was playing No Man's Sky. Mr. Taco's in the house. Oh, man. I love tacos. I'm hungry. Well, welcome, Mr. Taco. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate it very much. Anyway, No Man's Sky. I told Scorpion, I said, well, I got to go because I want to record, you know, an episode of No Man's Sky so I can show people what the changes are, what, you know, what the difference is. Because it's a completely new game now than it was 2 years ago. So I got on the game and I didn't even attempt to load my old save game. I just started a new game. And for the life of me, I couldn't remember how the hell to play it. I just couldn't remember at all how to play the damn game. And I was going to make a recording, so I started the recording. I started the sound recorder and the video recorder. And I started playing, and I got killed about 5 minutes after I got in. And then I got lost, and I couldn't find my ship. I couldn't figure out how to pull up my scanner. And it wasn't till I got lost, and I looked up the instructions on how to use your scanner, and it said, oh, well, you can't see your compass until you find some components and build some part that goes on your scanner. Oh, jeez. So I was screwing up left and right. I died about 20 times, and I thought, okay. I just stopped the recorder and said, I'm going to have to learn how to play this damn game before I record anymore. It was terrible. Yeah, it seemed a lot more fun. You get to play in third person, a bunch of other stuff. It's more, there's a lot more building in it. You can build bases in it more than you could before. Look at the size of this damn thing. Yeah, see, that's it. You don't start in the same place. Mr. Taco, yeah. Let me switch this here. What's going on? All right, here we go. Look at the size of this monster. Yeah, I started a whole new game on it too, Scorpion. Every time you start, you're in a different location. You don't start. It used to be you started at your ship. You don't anymore. You start in an area where you got to try to find your ship, and you have to try to stay alive long enough to do so. It was just, I was just getting my butt kicked every 5 seconds, so I said, I'm stopping this recording until I can figure out how to play the game. You're from Canada. Do you say A? I had a couple of people that used to watch from Canada, and recently I had somebody ask me what part of Canada I was from, and I said, I'm not from Canada, I'm American. And he said, well, you sound like you're from Canada. You have an accent. I said, I don't have an accent. I'm American. We don't have accents. And then I thought about it, and yeah, I guess we do. Because there's Southern accents, and there's New York, there's Boston. Anyway, I told him that my dad's generation came from Minnesota. And he said, oh, that explains it. People from Minnesota sound like they're from Canada. And I said, okay. Canada's a nice place. I spent a lot of time in Canada. I used to live in Washington State, and we were close to the border. We go to Canada at least once or twice a month, if not more often. Halifax, cool. I have friends that live up in British Columbia at a place called what is it? 100 Mile House or something like that. That just went right over my head. I couldn't remember where they lived. Yeah, they used to send stuff down for my kids. They'd send loonies and toonies down for the kids, and I'd go up into Canada and see them every once in a while. 100 Mile House is where they lived in British Columbia. No straw. Oh! Why didn't you tell me that? Darn it. Wasn't even paying attention. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking canola, because that's what we were talking about earlier. And I wasn't really expecting straw. Darn it. Oh well. I got plenty of straw. Southern states have an accent. Do they? Now, Scorpion's from Texas. He doesn't have an accent. I had a cousin. We lived in Washington. And I had a cousin that went to South Carolina. About a year later, she came home for a family reunion. And oh my God, she had the most outrageous Southern accent. She was saying y'all about every 5 minutes. Let me grab a truck here. You want to see something I did? I'll show you something I did. Don't ask me why I did it. It's because I'm lazy, I guess. When I went in to increase the silo and make sure that it held everything that the game has to offer, because it doesn't. Normally this silo only holds the wheat, barley, corn, that kind of stuff. It doesn't hold potatoes or hay or grass or any of that stuff. But watch this. I couldn't help myself. I got tired of hitting that telephone pole, and I meant to take the rocks out too, and I forgot. I should take those rocks out too, or at least take the collision off the rocks. But I couldn't help myself. I got tired of hitting that stupid pole. Yep, that's right. He doesn't. He does not have an accent. I think you told me, didn't you tell me that your folks did? Or not? I can't remember. His folks live in Houston? I can't remember that either. But then again, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, so don't hold that against me. All right, here we go. I'm thinking about getting me a windrower and drying some grass out, making some hay. In the movie, they talk different. You mean Texans? They do. Texans, they have a drawl, what they call a drawl. It's a little bit different than say Arkansas or South Carolina, North Carolina. It's a little bit different. Okay, San Antonio. I've been to San Antonio a couple of times. I like San Antonio. My wife had a cousin lived in San Antonio, and we'd go visit, and they'd take her to all the missions and stuff. And I like the Riverwalk. I found in San Antonio on the Riverwalk, we found an Irish pub, an authentic Irish pub, and they even had this Irish guy. Imagine that, in an Irish pub. They had this Irish guy that played the piano, and he would sing Irish drinking songs, and everybody'd be there singing along with him. It was a hoot. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, they do. That's why I say it's kind of a drawl. That's how they describe it. Texas drawl, because they talk slower. Hello, Train. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. I have a train simulator, a couple of them, games, and I couldn't get into them. I wanted to, but oh my God, there's a learning curve to driving a train. Can you imagine? Most people think that you jump in and all you do is just push a lever forward and you go forward, pull a lever back and you go back, and that's all you have to do. You can't steer it because it's on a track. But I bought a train simulator game, and oh my God, the learning curve on that thing. I tried to do some missions and I couldn't get through them. It's just, I screwed up every time. And I'm gonna have to go back to it. I swear, if anybody's played a flight simulator, you'll know what I'm talking about. The flight simulators have a big learning curve if you're gonna play it realistically. Well, so does a train. It's almost as hard to do as flying a plane. I couldn't believe it. What mods do I have? I've got about 200 mods. I don't use them all on every map, but I can't remember what I've got on this one as far as... I probably have... Well, I don't know. I got tons of mods. I got the Road and Trade mod. I got tons of placeables. I've got the Sarpo mods. I got the Maurice storage mod, AR frame mounts. I got trucks and helicopters, and almost every category of the game I've got some kind of mod in. So And most of them I've remodded. I'll get a mod and I'll make it do what I want it to do. So most of the mods I use are remodded somehow. Even the maps. If for this one, for example, this map in my mind does not hold enough grain, so I went in and remodded it to hold 5 million. So these silos over here, if you notice, we'll look at this mod right here, and it shows that the capacity is 5 million. Change that, because I couldn't live with them with a farm that only had 250,000. One or two truckloads. Two truckloads of fruit, and my silo would be full. So anyway, yeah, I remod everything. How do I run that fast? I modded it. It's a mod. It's a mod. I call it my speed boots. You don't have to. I can push a button and go back to normal. There's 3 settings. There's slow, medium, and oh my God, I'm running. Oh my God, I'm running for the border. I'm an impatient guy. I set my harvesters to run about 25 miles an hour. Do you know what a phantom truck is? Not really. A phantom truck? I might, if you say it, I might say, oh yeah, I knew that. I'm not sure what you mean. Player speed mod. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I had a different one from this one, and I don't know. There was something about it. I like this one better. This one had easier controls because you could key it to, you know, 1, 2, and 3. 1 being normal, 2 being medium, 3 being fast. I use a gamepad. I use a G27 wheel to drive with. It's got a shift on it and clutch, brake, and gas pedal. And then I've got a gamepad that I use, a Logitech gamepad where I can key all my buttons to whatever I want it to be. I've actually got a Corsair mechanical keyboard that lets you make macros as well, but I use that one for World of Warcraft. I don't use the gamepad. I use the keyboard for World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, games like that, Minecraft, whatever I'm playing. And I use the gamepad for this game and a couple others. All right, is this guy empty now? Let's put him away. I need a better place to store this big monster. Let me put the wheels down. Stick it in the wife's garden. She'd love that. Farm wife, that is. The Rude Runner. Meep, meep. I always felt sorry for the Coyote. Everybody liked the Road Runner. I thought the Road Runner was mean when I was a kid watching the Road Runner. I thought, that guy's just nasty. That poor Coyote doesn't have a chance. And I felt sorry because the Coyote must have been retarded. He never learned. The Coyote never learned. He just kept doing the same stupid stuff all the time, and the Roadrunner just laughed at him. I thought, that's just mean. Taking advantage of that poor guy that's too stupid to know that he's going to run off the edge of a hill and fall down or something, you know. Where's my... Oh, I know where it's at. Hang on. Here it is. Let's pick up some straw. Oh, no. Look what I did. I missed picking up that stupid clutter. And I can't get off. I'm high-centered. Look at that. Okay, so now I know I've got version 2 on here, because I took that off in the last version. There we go. I came and cleaned up all this junk, and I missed that one. Oh well. It depends, Alan. I don't know, because I'm waiting. I'm supposed to have a contractor come to put stain on the house. I just paid, gosh, I don't know, $7,000 to have my house painted, and I'm waiting for the contractor to show up. One of the contractors has come in and finished his part of it. I had some storm damage around the baseboard and a couple other places on the roof of the house that he came in and fixed. He had to fix some of the deck. Anyway, they had to fix all this stuff before the painter came in. I paid him a couple thousand. He got his work done. Now I'm just waiting for the painter. He was supposed to be here in July, but I've been waiting for this painter for 2 years now. He's just a very busy guy. Yeah, it's a wood house. It's oh God, I can't explain it. It's not shake wood, if you know what that is, but it's a type of house you don't paint. The wood is all stained. Oh, Giles Jones, Phantom Ghost Trucks. No, I actually hadn't heard of that. It's a big house, but it's a custom-built house. There's a lot of, oh God, it's hard to explain. You know what the eaves on a house are? The eaves on the house are about twice the length of a normal house. So if you walk up to the side of my house, you can stand in out of the rain, because the roof goes a lot farther from the house because the eaves come out farther. And every one of those eaves was hand worked with a router. They're fancy. They don't come straight out. They've got kind of a curl on the end. They're sculptured, in other words. The eaves are all sculptured. The fences are all sculptured. There's just a lot of hand-done work on this house. The house was built by a contractor for his own family, and he put everything he could think in it, and did all the work himself. And it's just you'd have to see it. When you drive around, it just kind of looks, it's a nice looking house, but it doesn't look like, it's not until you walk around and look at all the details that you start thinking, oh my God, this guy must have spent thousands of hours, working on this house to get all that detail. Like I said, it's all hand carved, basically, we're using a router. I mean, he used, power equipment, but even so. Anyway, it's a pretty good sized house. Clinton Road, New Jersey. Clinton Road, New Jersey. Is that where you're from? I missed something. I wasn't watching the chat. Let's get this straw put away. I need to make sure, since I redid this map, that it will indeed take straw. Here's why I did that. I kept clipping this stupid pole, so I took the collision off of it. All right, let's see if it'll take my straw. By golly, it did. And look, it's showing up on the board down there. I don't know why I didn't download that mod a long time ago. I know if it wasn't Joe Dokes sent that link to me yesterday, I think it was, and I think he was asking me to get it before, and I didn't get it. But hey, it's kind of a nice mile. Giles Jones was a trucker a long time ago in West Milford, New Jersey. When he died, he abandoned his trucks and North Carolina. He abandoned his trucks. Is this an urban legend or something? Because I've heard of phantom trucks before, as far as the urban legend type things. I'm into that kind of story anyway. Well, you never know. Alrighty then. Yeah, when I was a kid, you talk to people, and they'll say, "Wow, if what would you want to do if you were locked in a mall overnight?" And some people would say, "Oh, I'd want to be in a toy store," or "Oh, I want to be in a candy store if I got locked in a mall at night." And other people would say, "I want to be stuck in an arcade if I was stuck in a mall overnight." For me, it was always a bookstore. If I get stuck in a bookstore, I'd be a happy camper. So one of the things I wanted when I was a kid was I always wanted a library, like they used to have in the old movies and stuff, where you'd walk into somebody's study and there were books everywhere, you know, shelves of books everywhere. So when I was very, very young, I started buying books, and I didn't buy, I'm an avid reader anyway. I didn't just buy books, I read them. But I didn't buy paperbacks. I bought hardbound books. And after years and years go by, I've got so many books. If you were in my office right now, behind me and on every wall, I've got a pretty good size office, and it's solid bookshelves. I have my own library. It's like I always wanted. I just wish it was bigger. Anyway, what am I supposed to be doing? You know what? I should probably take this guy down and collect some grass. Let's go do that. I've got 5 Kindles. I've got the old paper white one that I got when they first came out. Then I've got let's see, 2 7-inch ones. My wife has got an 8-inch, and I've got 2. Actually, I've got more than 5. I've got 2 10-inch. Oh, there's a fence there. What the hell? How did I drive through the other fence? I just drove right through this fence. Oh, I wonder if the fence doesn't have collision, but the barbed wire doesn't have collision, but the poles do. I prefer, to be honest with you, I prefer books. But I do have Kindles too, because a lot of the books I have in hardbound. I have a Kindle version of it, and I usually have an Audible. So almost every book that I have, I've got it in all 3 versions, because I used to drive a lot for work, and so I would listen to audiobooks. Oh man, how did that happen? How did this guy get high-centered like that? Wow, thank God for all-wheel drive. Alright, let's see if I still have a course set up for this. What is this? This is 36. Mow grass. There we go. Let's let this guy go. Wilbur Smith and Clyde Cussler are my favorite riders. I got all of Clyde Cussler's stuff. Dirk Pitt. I love Dirk Pitt. I read all kinds of books, though. I read. I just read almost everything. I don't have. Well, I kind of like fantasy books, science fiction, adventure. You name it, I've probably read it. I've got a lot of the old Western books. I just got about everything you can think of. All right, something happened. We got stuck again. What happened? Oh, I didn't close the gate. How do I close the gate? There we go. Too bad it doesn't open the other way. All right, let's get this truck out of the way. Yeah, I know. I've got friends that I've always tried to get into reading, and you know, they'll say something about, well, I'll say, well, do you like books? Oh yeah, I love books. And I said, movies. Sorry, do you like movies? And they said, oh, I love movies. And I said, well, then you love books because the books are better than the movies. Do you like whatever you mentioned it? Star Wars. Yeah, I like Star Wars. You should read the books, they're better. Books are always better than movies. The Peterbilt? Oh no. What did they take out of you when they did your surgery that you don't read anymore? Man, I'd sue them. Look, I had surgery, now I can't read. Yeah, I'd sue them. Peterbilt. Yeah, I got a Peterbilt. This one right here. Wherever it is. Where's the Peterbilt? I got two of them, actually. I didn't like the sound of them, so I changed the sound. I put that Jake brake sound in there. I like the truck because it's a small truck. The scale of it is smaller than most trucks. All right, what was I doing? Where's that big John Deere at? Where is it? Did I get it buried? Let me see my John Deere. There it is. I got a field spot ready up there. Yeah, doctor. What did he do? He did surgery on me and he left the Kindle in me. Now I can't read. I have to use the Kindle all the time. Okay, it looks like Enterprise is done. Let's go down and catch Enterprise and get him off the field. There's the Starship Enterprise. Let's get him moved here. And I think I had a course for down here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, that one right there. Let's see how this one works. All right, Enterprise. I want you to head out into Klingon space. Bring me back some grass. And let me get this guy out of the way. Move it, Big Bud. You know what I forgot? I forgot to put Big Brute in again. I was going to put Big Brute in here, and I keep forgetting. Whoa! Oh, that was fun. I'm going to do that again. What the hell did I hit? All right, hang on, Big Bud. Going for a ride. What the hell did I hit up there? Whee! I love it. All right, Peterbilt. Go to town, buddy. I missed soup de jour time. Stupid Burger King messed me up. Now I can't have a Mountain Dew. Let's see what I got. Hang on. I had a root beer the other day. I'm gonna have a 7-Up today. Here we go. Hang on. Oh man, that's refreshing. Okay, soup de jour today is 7-Up. All right. Now my hands are cold. No. Did you finally watch that video, Scorpion? I thought it was pretty cool. I tell you what, the video was, the parade was one thing. What I liked at the end when they brought the drone way up high so you could see the little town. I like that part. All right. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, I was taking the John Deere for a ride. Let's get this thing hooked up again. Reformulated 7-Up. What are you talking about? Are you talking about that 7-Up Zero or because I know there's different kinds. I think I've got some of that someplace. 7-Up Zero or something like that. You didn't watch the Bud video. Then how'd you know about it? Oh, the tractor pull video. No, I didn't watch that one. I didn't watch that one. I feel bad. I haven't watched the Welker Farm videos for a while. I feel bad because I didn't like their map. I didn't like the Farm Simulator map. I'm hoping they fix it because it's boring. It was boring. I played it for about an hour and was bored to tears. I mean, it's not their fault. I mean, it is what it is. All right, let me put the wheels up. Okay, we got emergency exits here on the right. There's emergency exits here on the left. You can unbuckle your seatbelt as soon as the no smoking sign comes on. And I wonder if I can, no, I don't want to hire a worker. Let's just do it. The redid 7-Up a few years ago, new labels and all. Okay, so you're talking about the normal 7-Up. Map is more. Are you talking about Welker Farms, Alan? Because that's what I say. And I wouldn't even care if there's no animals. There's no production, and there's only like 1 or 2 places that you can sell. There's no storage for anything. So you pretty much have to do a harvest and sell it right away, but there's only 1 or 2 places you can sell anything. It was just boring. I'm sorry, but you know, I was really looking forward to it, but it's just boring. Yeah, sorry about that, Ginger. It's the delay. It's the delay. I'll say something and then my mind jumps to something new, and then you guys respond to what I said 5 minutes ago, and I have to think about, oh, wait a minute. What was that? Well, we're doing canola, so there's no straw to pick up, which doesn't hurt my feelings any. By the way, anybody that's watching the Farmer's Dynasty, I had some guy trying to tell me how to get my family. I tried it today and it didn't work. He told me just to sleep for 2 years. I slept for 4 years, and I still didn't have children on that map. Now, the first thing you think when I make a statement like that Well, of course you're not going to have kids if you slept through it. Well, I'm not talking about real life biology. I'm talking about the game mechanics. Supposedly, if you put so much time in the game, you have kids, I guess. But there must be something more to it, because I slept for 4 years and still didn't have kids. So I don't know if maybe I don't have enough social points. Am I supposed to butter the wife up or what? But I'm getting a little disappointed. All right, Double Aught. Has something to do with my what? My sexual energy? It says SE on there. Is that for sexual energy? Because I don't have any of that. I'm an old fart. What's SE? What do you mean by that, Double Aught? Don't ever tell you see her later. Oh, I have said that. I've said that. So that I guess words mean something in that game, huh? So don't tell her see you later. So what are you supposed to do? Not that I know of, Train. I live in Oregon, and I think all trucks are Phantom. In June of what year? Because I just slept for 4 years. And what? How do you get? Oh, I know. I'm getting frustrated over this stupid game. A guy that told me that has 600,000 euros. He's gotten rid of all his cows because he's irritated with them. And he said all I had to do was just save the game and sleep for 2 years. Don't ever say good luck. Oh. I didn't know there was an option for good luck. Am I supposed to send her to the neighbor's house for an evening or something? We're gonna let Oliver take care of the problem, I guess. He seems to be the man. All right, I gotta go get a truck. I'll be right back. He's wrong. All right, help me out, Double Aught. What am I supposed to do? I'm getting frustrated with that game. Sorry. Oh, I can't help it. It just tickles my fancy here. What in the world? I'm just laughing at something just flashed in my head. You probably don't want to know. Let's see. No, you can't. She will wander off by herself. I've had her do that before. I followed her around one night. It was nighttime, and I went out to talk to her, and I was going to butter her up. And when I looked up, I couldn't find her. And so I went up to the balcony of the house, and I looked around, and I saw her running over a field to the north. She was running away from the farmhouse. So I jumped off there, and I followed her all the way to that little town where the big church is at, up north. And she went up there, sat down on a bench for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, and then got up and ran home. And I thought, what was that all about? All right, in June. Well, you know what? I saw something in a change log that said something about June, but they didn't give you any indication of what you're supposed to do. They just said that she tends to get pregnant in June or July. I can't remember, but it must be June. Well, that'd be convenient to have your wife only fertile 1 month of the year. That'd be great. Well, I'll tell you what, Double Aunt, can you come over to my house sometime in June? My farm? I'm talking about game now, not my real life house. Can you come over to my game sometime in June? Help me out. What are friends for, you know? In response to the smooths, huh? All right, I'll give it a try. What I did was I got to the point where I've got everything planted, and I need to go into to the next year, I guess. Now I saved the game in 2 save spots. And so the one I'm going into the future with isn't the one that I'm recording, because I didn't want to mess the game up. So I made a save game, and I just started jumping ahead in time to see what would happen. Well, wait a minute. One kid looking for 2 tractor drivers, huh? Oh, how old's the kid? I just see this toddler in a baby chair, one of them little car seats, driving a tractor around. Looking like Double Aught. Still a baby in the crib, and he's looking for a tractor? The baby kid. What? That's funny. That there's funny right there. Too. Uh-oh, I missed some. Got to take care of the OCD players here. Pick that up. Can't leave it. Spider-Man? Are you serious? Are you joshing with me? Are you talking about your real life wife or the game wife? Because I can't get my game wife to say hardly anything. Except for if I ask her if I can do something for her and she says, well, not right at the moment. That's about all she ever says. I'm beginning to wonder if this game's ever going to come out of early access. I'll tell you what, if it ever comes out of early access, it'll be too late. I'll be done playing it. I won't want to play it anymore. I've already got like, oh God, I can't remember. It was well over 200 hours in it. I got you. Getting a little confused on wives. Don't tell me that your wife only is fertile in June, because then I'll think you're talking about your game wife again. Hey, Steph, how you doing? Long time no see. What's happening, brother? What's new on your side of the pond, Stefan? Hey, I haven't seen Bill today. He must be needing his beauty sleep. I know it's late over there for you guys, especially if you have to work. Working's underrated. It's a necessary evil, though. I learned that a long time ago. I couldn't wait to work because I wanted stuff. I wanted TVs and stereos and cars, and I wanted stuff, and you have to work for that. So I worked hard all of my life so I could have stuff. Now I got so much stuff I don't know what to do with it. My kids are going around putting their name on stuff, hoping that I die one of these days. That's pretty morbid. But hey, what can you say? Oh, you work in an evening shift. Do you work a job that change shifts all the time, or is this just a new shift for you? I used to work shift work when I worked for in a laboratory situation, and we had day shift, swing shift, and graveyard shift, and we'd work like about a week and a or so on one shift, and then switch to the next one, work a week, switch to the next one. Almost time for dinner. Is it that late? I guess I went past an hour, didn't I? When I first started today, I wasn't feeling very well, and I was only going to do about an hour today, but I guess I can stick out another 20 minutes. But I'm feeling a little better. Almost 2 now? Is it really? Stefan says, no, before it was only night shift. Now it's only evening shift. It's better at the home base. I would imagine so. I remember the night shift, what we called graveyard shift, was from midnight to 8 in the morning. And the worst part was trying to learn how to sleep in the middle of the daytime, especially in the summer when it was 100 degrees out. My apartment at the time, I was single, lived in an apartment over a grocery store. And it was hot, so you had to have the window open to get any fresh air. And the grocery store was on the corner of a street. There was no parking lot. It was a little home-owned grocery store on the corner, and you had to park on the street, parallel parking around the corner and stuff. And so underneath my apartment window, people would be driving up, getting out, slamming the door, laughing, honking horns all day long. And I had a hell of a time learning how to sleep in that. Eventually, I bought myself a little window air conditioner, and it was right above my bed, and I turned that thing on, and I turned the fan down kind of low because, since it was over my head, I didn't want to catch pneumonia. And I would put a little bit of music on the stereo, and to this day, listening to music puts me to sleep. But I had to have some way to cut the noise from the street. and the stereo did the job along with the fan of the air conditioner. But yeah, now if I can't sleep, I'll put some headphones on. I'm asleep before the first song's over. Night shift for 35 years. Wow. 4 p.m. to midnight. Yeah, that's what we considered the swing shift. We called that the swing shift. And the graveyard shift was, like I said, midnight to 8 in the morning. All right, I gotta wait for this canola to do its thing. What else have I got going on? What other fields do I have? I got this field over here. What's on it? Barley. This is ready to go. Let's do some barley while I'm waiting for the canola. Worked in a bit. Oh, hey, that explains that. I understand that, Serge. I had a friend of mine owned a bakery, and that's when that's when you bake. A lot of people don't realize that. I remember when I first found out that, he told me, he says, yeah, I got to go to work at 4 o'clock. And I said, what? I thought you had a bakery. And he said, yeah, I do. He said, well, the bakery's not even open till 9 o'clock. And he said, yeah, but you know all those cakes and donuts and stuff that people buy from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock? And I said, yeah. He said, they don't cook themselves. I said, oh, I never thought about that. He said, yeah, I'm baking from 4 o'clock in the morning until, until the bakery opens. And then somebody else is in there selling this stuff. I said, I never thought about that. So yeah, that makes perfect sense that a bakery has that kind of hours. Oh, again, doggone it. Sorry. Stupid lag. I forgot again, didn't I? Alright, hang on. Turn it on. Thanks, Ginger. Appreciate it. Here's what I think. I think the game should default back to windrow when you turn when you get out of the combine, so that doesn't happen. Yeah, see, Scorpion knows all about being a baker. You know, I was thinking about this combine. Every time I think about making the bin a little bit bigger, because it only holds about 50,000, something like that. I shouldn't say only. That's actually more than you could in real life. Every time I think about that, I think, nah, I got this great big header. I don't need a big bin. And I was thinking about this the other day. You guys know these other harvesters. Let me find one. This harvester here, this mod that I've got here, this thing holds 2 million units of potatoes. That's way too much. Yeah, I know, it turns off when you do canola. What I mean is, it should, when you get out of it, default back to windrow. But it doesn't. If you do something that doesn't have canola, doesn't have windrow, it stays that way. Anyway, let's get back to this guy. Whoops. Now I gotta get my truck over there. All your base belong to us. All right, let me get in here. I don't know why it does that. It's not supposed to have collision past that tire, but it seems to if you come at it at a certain angle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it would need 2 million. That's really, really overkill. You never know, Joe. I gotta find a place to put it though. If I'm gonna have to give up a whole field, I'm gonna put a bunch of production on if I have to give up a field for it. Tater chip. I like the barbecue tater chips. Actually, I only like the classic ones, but in real life, I like the barbecue ones in the game. Lay's low salt, not for me. I like the salt. They take the salt out of it, it doesn't taste right. Lay's potato chips, eat all you want, we'll make more. Alright, what's happening here? Stop that. I didn't have it lined up in a straight line. I'm so disappointed that Farm Sim 2019 isn't going to have GPS. I thought for sure they'd add GPS in. It's a thing in real life, that GPS. I knew it'd work its way out of that. Yeah, modular is the only way to go now if you're gonna build. Yeah, I'm about ready to build another computer here within the year. Either this year or next year. I'm gonna build another one. I think I'm gonna go Threadripper this time. I used to use AMD all the time, and then I started using the other one. The hell, my mind just went completely. Intel. But I used to use AMD for the longest time, and I switched to Intel. And I might just go back to AMD for a change. It's those Threadrippers are looking pretty decent. Yeah, you got it, Andy. Intel, that's what I just did. Just for some reason, my mind just went completely blank. I could upgrade mine, but I need one that I can use for rendering. I need a rendering computer. My Frankenstein one that I use for rendering now is way too slow. It's not even set up for rendering of any kind. So what I have to do is I have to set the render up at night and go to bed and hope it's done by morning. It takes hours. Must have been a loose wire or something. Maybe you got some dust in it. Bad connection. Something or another. Anyway, the next PC, I could upgrade this one, which I probably will, because this one I'm using for, I'm using this one for gaming. That's what it was built for. But I need a rendering computer, and that's why I'm going to go Threadripper. Alrighty, another field down. Put the rest of this in that. This header really is funky, I tell you. I still don't know if I like it or not. It does what it's supposed to do, but it's sure funky looking, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Well, okay, why won't it? What in the world? There we go. Gee whiz. This is ridiculous. Look at that. Oh, I'm stuck now. It's stuck inside the trailer. That's just weird. It didn't even get it all. It didn't get it. It left some in. Richer. Oh, you mean because you didn't have to put the other one in? Oh, it's full. No wonder. What the heck am I doing? Yeah, I'm thinking about, I could put a beefier graphics card in this one if I build a rendering computer, I don't need a big beefy graphics card, because I'll be doing, you know, this. I won't necessarily be playing games on it. But so what I'll probably do is upgrade the graphics card in this one and put this one in, use this one for the rendering PC. Look, I can drive through the guy wire now. But I gotta get rid of those stupid boulders though. And stuff. Oh, now I'm all tired. I always get tired from all this work. That farming tires you out. Oh, they're coming down in price now. I found one that just 6 months ago sold for between $1,000 and $1,200, and at least it's back down to $6 to $8. $1,000, huh? You can get a pretty decent one. You can build a decent gaming computer for $600. It's not high end. It's about a medium end PC for about $600. You get a pretty decent gaming one for $600 if you want to build it yourself. If you want a high end one, it's probably around $18,000 to $2,000 for a higher end. Top-notch one, you're going to put about $3,000 in it. If you're building it yourself, that is. I got about $3,000 in this one that I'm using here, but I could upgrade it a little bit. I've had it for a couple years now. I didn't think Denmark had computers. Do they allow you to have those there? Yeah, see, I got a 1070 Ti. I got a 1070, and it works just fine. I'm gonna put it over into the rendering PC, and I'll put a 1080 Ti in this one. Keep this one for the gaming PC. I heard that NVIDIA is trying to get the retailers to sign an agreement that they won't sell graphic cards in bulk, that they won't be allowed to sell their NVIDIA cards in bulk, to try to stop that from happening again. All right, guys, I'm tuckered tired. I'm going to call it a stream here, if you don't mind. I want to thank everybody for coming by and keeping me company, and hopefully I'll see you if I live stream next week. It'll be on Tuesday, and hope to see you then. In the meantime, everybody have a good evening, and I'll catch you next time. Good night.